As you might have noticed, the Chinese don't really believe in a god the same way that Europe or the United States does. And the reason why they can still function normally is because that they have another set of values, another source that they can depend on without having to gain the approval of an external source looking down and judging you constantly. And luckily that relates to the Analects of Confucius 2.24, which is what we're going to be talking about today. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. The master said, "To sacrifice to spirits that are not one's own is to be presumptuous. To see what is right, but fail to do it, is to be lacking in courage." So what Confucius is saying is that to sacrifice to spirits or just dead people or ghosts that are not part of your family, are not your ancestors, that isn't genuine enough because you are trying to bribe someone to help you. The sole reason why you are doing this is to get that reward. Going back to Christianity, you are praying or you're devoting your life to Jesus or to God or the Holy Spirit only because you are going to go to heaven if you obey him, and if you don't obey him, then your punishment is to go to hell. So the reward and punishment thing is probably the only thing that is motivating you to do good things. Now, I'm not trying to be narrow-minded, and I have been a Christian myself. I've been baptized, my family has been baptized. But one thing I've noticed is that when I was a Christian and when I was going to church, I was singing and praying, and everything that I sang and prayed about was, "God, you're so good, I am a sinner, and you have to redeem me somehow." But in Chinese philosophy, we don't believe that we are born evil. I don't know if this was just my experience, but when I was in church, people would happily talk about eating Christ's flesh and drinking his blood, and I thought that was really strange at first. But when I got used to it, basically, then I started doing that too without a second thought. And I only realized how strange it was again after I left. So to see what is right but fail to do it is to be lacking in courage. So for me, that could mean what it surface level, what it basically means. If you know what's right but you don't do it, then that's lacking in courage. But also, if you conform to the group and you know that it's not right but you still don't speak up, or you don't not follow the crowd, that's also called lacking in courage. And a pattern that I've been seeing in America throughout the centuries is that, so first you started with the Declaration of Independence and the Pledge of Allegiance that says one nation under God, and the dollar bills and cents that say "In God We Trust," until right now, more currently, I feel like fewer people are starting to believe in Christianity. And Nietzsche, this Prussian philosopher that I really liked, and I still do like him, he talks about what might happen when the society stops believing in God, which they will eventually do, and what to do about it. But the Chinese, again, never had that problem because they have family instead. Instead of wanting to devote oneself to God, Chinese people more devote themselves to their families. And that is way more concrete, and so you won't have to be doubtful about whether or not God exists, because for the Chinese, their family, of course, they exist, and they need to be loved and cared for as well. And so that is why family values are so important in both Confucianism and in Chinese culture. And that is also why you can kind of see society falling apart a little bit when more people are starting to question whether or not there is a God. And that will be all today. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, and I will be more than happy to answer you, and have a great rest of your day.